Welcome back, everybody, to the Teen Titans retrospective. We're going through every episode of the original Teen Titans series and talking about it. If you're new here, hit the subscribe button. It helps me out a lot, and I would appreciate it. I know that doesn't mean anything, but still, you should start the episode. This is Season 2, Episode 8, Titan Rising, written by Amy Wolfram and directed by Michael Chang. So the episode starts out, the Titans are playing a game of volleyball on the roof of the tower, and look who shows up, it's Terra. Hey, look at that. That's right, we're back to the Terra storyline this week. We see that Terra's sporting a new outfit. One of the things I like about this arc is that Terra gets multiple different outfits throughout the course of the season, which kind of helped to illustrate her character arc and the overall progression of the story. When we first saw her, she had sort of more baggy clothing, many layers, and she was a little less confident in her abilities and stuff. Here she has a more traditional looking superhero outfit. It's got a T on her chest for Terra, presumably. It's a sleeker design, and it reflects her new confidence with her powers that we see in this episode. I don't remember if I mentioned this before, but Terra has her own musical leitmotif. We first heard it back in the first episode with her, and when she first appears in this episode, we hear it again.
Terra!
Good theming. Good musical theming. I like it. Terra says that she's ready to take the Titans up on their offer to join the team. Beast Boy and Starfire are both super excited to see her, but Robin and particularly Raven are a little bit skeptical, as one, they still don't really know much about Terra, and also last time we found out that she wasn't able to control her powers. But Terra explains that part of the reason she left was because she knew that she needed to practice and get better at her powers, and she demonstrates that she has way more control over her abilities. She's not just more confident, but is more skilled and much more adept at using her abilities. But hanging out will have to wait because there's a giant robot worm thing attacking the city. So the Titans, accompanied by Terra, head out. They fight this robot thing. Eventually it escapes underground. They follow it. This leads them to discover multiple giant robot worm things. Titans split up. Beast Boy, Cyborg, and Starfire following one group of worms, and Raven, Robin, and Terra following the other. Eventually these worms form this giant circle shape that shoots lasers. There's one in the sky and there's one deep underground, and it's shooting lasers around the Titans Tower island thing that it's on, seemingly trying to just completely bury it. We also find out that Slade seems to be behind this giant robot attack. We see him very briefly in this episode. Robin has a really brief fight with him, but he gets away. The main plot of this episode isn't super important, but it is an important episode in the Terra arc as a whole, and we're sort of more setting up some stuff that will become more important later on. So what's important to note is that it's curious that both Terra and Slade return in the same episode. More on that later. Terra and Raven have a moment where they have to figure out how to work together to stop this giant robot machine thing. Raven seems to be the only Titan that doesn't immediately trust Terra, and part of that is just healthy skepticism for someone they don't really know that well. But the other part of that, as Raven explains, she has to meditate very intimately and very often in order to help maintain a level of control over her abilities. She has to focus very, very hard in order to control her powers. Where Terra, who didn't really have a very good control of her powers when they first met, disappears for a while, and now suddenly she's just very good at it. Raven's skeptical. There's some talk about trust. Terra's trying to figure out how she can earn the trust of the Titans, and Raven says, hey, look, just start by trusting me, okay? And Terra does. She's all right, I'll follow your lead. They're able to work together to stop these giant robots and save the day and stop the Titans Tower from completely sinking into the ground. The episode ends with Terra being inducted into the Titans fully. She's now officially a member of the team, and this is kind of one of our big status quo shifts for this season, as Terra will be a part of the team for the next few episodes. And that's basically it. Again, this episode's fairly simple in terms of plot, but there's some like very significant, important like story beats in terms of the Terra arc as a whole. Terra now officially part of the team. I do also think the pacing in this season is handled pretty well, because it's been a while since we've seen Terra, but there was a pretty good reason for her to not be involved in the last few episodes, as they didn't have anything to do with her, and she full-on ran away at the end of the first episode we saw her. And now when she comes back, she's much more competent in using her abilities, but it's been like a while since we've seen her, so there's enough time passed that like we can kind of buy that she's had much more practice and experience since then. At the same time, it's been long enough that like it feels like more has happened to Terra that we aren't aware of yet, which we will learn more about going forward. One detail I like in this episode is that at the end, when Terra becomes a member of the team, she is gifted a room by the Titans in their tower. She gets her own room, and it's like painted to look sort of like the desert, with like the desert night sky with like all these stars and stuff. We first met Terra in the desert, and presumably she's like spent a decent amount of time there, and there's plenty of rocks and stuff in the desert to, you know, practice her abilities with or whatnot. So from like what the Titans know, it's the closest thing she has had to kind of a home other than being at the Titans tower. So I don't know, I just kind of like it. I think it's a cute room design, and I think it's nice. That's it. While trying not to give too much away, I do think it is worth pointing out that I don't think it's an accident that Terra's power set becomes instrumental in stopping Slade's current evil plan. And I also think it's significant that we're again drawing a connection between Terra wanting or needing a home in the Titans tower. And this might be overanalyzing a bit too much, but at the very end of the episode, Terra says something along the lines of, they finally trust me, and then her hair falls down covering one of her eyes. Who else do we know with only one eye? Coincidence? Maybe. But yeah, that's kind of it for this one. It's an important episode continuing the Terra plotline, but mostly we're setting some stuff up for later. Terra is now part of the team. There's an emphasis on the like concept of learning to trust somebody. We get a little bit of Raven and Terra having a bit of a conflict, which we'll explore more going forward. And Slade is around doing stuff. I'm sure he won't be important later on. But yeah, mostly pretty simple episode. Terra shows up, they fight a big robot, Terra joins the team. But that is it for this week. Thank you guys so much for watching. We just passed over 1,000 subscribers, which is crazy. We were like almost at 800 last week, and within a week we've just gotten so many new subscribers, which is just crazy. The count was a little over 1,150 the last time I looked, and it's still continuing to go up, which is just nuts. And at risk of sounding a little cringy, because when I think it can come off as cringy when people are like, we hit so and so many subscribers, but like the reason I'm going with that is because I have very little control over how many subscribers I get. All I can do is make videos and tell people to subscribe. It's entirely out of my hands at that point. So it's not something that I accomplished exactly. It was entirely up to you followers and watchers to decide to hit that subscribe button. So thank you. It's very humbling and very surreal to have this many people be like, hey, yeah, I'll click that button. It means a lot to me, so thank you. I was thinking about doing a 1,000 subscriber special type video, maybe a Q&A, ask me anything type thing. Maybe I'll read some comments from the Bionicle video, since a lot of people seem to have come from that and have been enjoying that video, which is great. So leave a comment. I also did a community post about this. I'll leave a link in the prescription and in the comments. So leave a comment there or in this video. I don't know. We'll do something. And if you're new here, welcome. I hope you stick around and enjoy the videos. Right now, I'm going through every episode of the original Teen Titans series, and going through week by week, episode by episode. So stay tuned, because next week we'll be looking at another episode. So yeah, that's it. Thank you so much, and I'll see you very soon.